What's up everyone, Stumblzz here, and today we are in Farming Simulator 2025 or 25. I am super excited about this game. I went pretty crazy on 22, I think it was, but I played that on PlayStation. Today we are going to be starting that journey on PC for the first time. This is probably one of my favorite games that I've ever played. So I've spent a lot of time in it, probably not as much as some out there like Farmer Cop or DJ Gohan. But what we're going to do today is we're going to make it challenging. I've seen some people starting off on more of an easy path because it's a new game, right? But we've got enough experience in it that I think we can go the hard route, which is challenging to say the least. We're going to go default settings and we're going to go to economic difficulty is hard. Starter loan, we've already taken out 250 grand, and start money 500,000. We're not going to have a starter farm. We're just going to leave it as is. We're gonna go from there, so we'll see how this goes. I'm excited for the mods that are gonna come out with this. It's gonna be amazing. All right, so here we are in character creation. I will be honest, I came in and I did just like a little farm. I just wanted to get a feel for the mechanics, and I was super anxious to see like the ground deformation. So I've created generally what I think I'm gonna go with here. Not a lot of effort put into this. Maybe go, let's see. Nah, I kind of like the look we're at, right? We'll keep it as is for now. So one thing I like is the ability to go third person. Apparently it was something you could do on Farming Simulator 22, but on PC, and you had to download like a mod or something like that. We won't be in third person a lot, but we are going to use it. Right now we have no land, so there's that consideration. So what we're going to do before we get into any of the land that we need to purchase, I want to adjust some of the game settings. Some of the game settings I like to do, I will slow this down probably 3 times, not necessarily going to real time. I'm not, maybe on like harvest when you have a lot of fields, that makes more sense. We'll keep traffic on, all of that fixed. No, we will do snow. We're not going to do crop destruction. God, maybe in another series with a different, I don't know, different land or something. We're not going to do that yet. We're still getting our feet wet on this. Periodic plowing, we will require that. We're going to deal with fieldstone, even though it's incredibly annoying. Disaster destruction, we're going to do that. We're going to go heavy, or I mean fast on dirt. I don't want automatic engine on, and I don't want stop and go braking. And then we're going to go trailer fill limit. So to me, this adds more realism in the sense that the trailer has a max capacity. You can't just fill it to the brim. Fuel usage, we're going to say is high, but we're not going to allow AI, if we hire any AI, to do any purchasing. That will be on us. We will allow them to refuel manure, but that's if we go down the manure path. Not against going down the manure path. So those are the game settings I really wanted to take care of. All right, and I am playing with a controller, Xbox controller. So I recommend it. I think some people use the keyboard, but it's not something that I would prefer to do. Now I was watching T. Martin play a little bit of this, and I noticed that when he was looking at the maps, so if you look at, let's see, the maps here and you go crop types, in the growth stage, they weren't fully aligning. But I don't know if they fixed that, because this looks accurate. So that's plowed. You've got harvested over here. So they might have fixed it, But until we really get into it and start doing things, I mean, we won't really know. But what we're going to do is look for some land. My thinking with the land is I want to go for something small. We only have $500,000, so we're going to have to lease our equipment. Purchasing what you would get for your starter plot makes sense because you could purchase this, you get a house on there, and then you have these 2 or 3 jeez, these 3 plots that you can go after. So it'll give us the ability to do some variety, and it's not that far from the store, so that's a factor that you should consider as well. What is this? Oh, these are just like beehives tagged on here. Interesting. Yeah, cool. What is this? What in the world? We're gonna have to go check that out. I don't know what that is. And you got these characters around the map. So we got David here. They do different things that give you advice, things of that nature. I don't fully know everything that they do, but what I think we're gonna do is go with this plot here. And the reason is just because of its convenience, right? I've looked around this a bit. This is all pretty far away from the store. These make sense, but they're like right in town. And when you go to actually purchase, so let's go to farmland, you click on this, that's pretty small piece. Same there. It's not a lot of room to place a house. And I like to place a house and I like to have extra space. So we have somewhere to park. But we also have somewhere to put the house because I like to be able to save, right? This piece of land, way more than we can afford at the moment, it's actually pretty interesting because it has all of these trees, but also has the ability to do farming. So that's kind of cool. All right, so let's purchase our land. Let's get after that part of it at least. We're going to buy, gosh, really coming after me right out the gate. Let's, I don't know now. I'm apprehensive at this point. I mean, you can't always fast forward time. So there is that. But we're going to buy that. And then we're going to buy 107? For Christ's sakes. And let's buy the one that already has, I think, wheat growing. I think that's what it's growing there. All right, so now we've got that done. Let's look at the crop calendar. We're playing with seasons on. I know a lot of people don't like to do that because then you have to like go through a bunch of time, yada, yada, yada. But I want it to be realistic. We're gonna make it difficult. And I plan on this being a very long series. So, you know, we're gonna grow pretty much everything. And I didn't do that when I played the first one. I kind of stuck with what I knew. One advantage of us buying the land we got some cows to go with it. So we're going to have to feed them. We're going to have to make sure that they're good to go there. I want to take a look at the prices real quick. So of what we're going to be able to sell. I think what we have over there is wheat. And these are in alphabetical order now. I don't think they were in alphabetical order before, so that's good. That also means you have to scroll a lot. All right, so wheat-wise, price, not super great. Goldcrest Valley's got a good price, and so does the grain mill. Farmer's market, not so... Farmer's market's good. So even though the arrows are... If you look just at the colors, it's the wrong approach, right? Because those don't necessarily mean that the price is bad. It just means it's currently down compared to other price. So much in here you can sell now. It's just crazy. All right, let's not waste any more time. So we've got our wheat over here. It's not a lot. It's going to need lime. It needs plowing. What I think we will probably do is start with the hay path. Let's actually take a look at that real quick. We're going to harvest this. We're going to lease a combine and we'll harvest it. But if we look at hay, so hay isn't super great in terms of pricing. What about silage? Okay, so silage is better, which we kind of expect, right? You know, $126 max price. If we look at the calendar. The reason I say grass is because when you play on the difficulty where you have seasons, grass is one of the only things that you can do regularly. In like the next month, I believe it's the next month, it's ready to harvest, if I recall correctly. But unless they've changed something. So we're going to start down that path. We're probably going to go the silage route. But let's go and purchase our, or at least lease a harvester right out the gate, because we need to harvest this. We're going to lease this one, even though it's not the most ideal. And then we're going to get ourselves the header, and we'll lease that as well. Now, we are not going to get the trailer that you carry it on, for the specific reason that we don't plan on keeping this. So we're going to have to navigate on the roads with the header attached. Oh man, this is just... I love this so much. This game is freaking amazing. And there we go. Look at the inside of this thing. It is beautiful. You know, a really immersive one. If you take like American Truck Simulator, it's probably not the best example. If you think of or Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you had to like turn all this stuff on, oh man, what a journey that would be. Let's head back to our farm. Again, I have a general idea of where I need to go, just because I did a little test run to see how the game was performing, what I needed to do to record a series for you guys. I had to mess with some of the graphics and things of that nature. And I have a decent computer, so I had to make some adjustments to make sure I was not having a bunch of like lag or anything like that. Downside to driving this harvester to our property is it's ever so slow. Just look at that corn. Oh man. Oh, we got ourselves a truck just coming in hot. Got all the weeds in this field right here. We'll just let our harvester roll. So this is cotton. Man, it's so much more like, it moves when you walk through it. It's just, if you played the first one and you're a fan of the series, like the lushness and the 3D kind of visuals of this is just incredible. It's such good stuff. Absolutely love this game. The graphics are unreal. They've done such a great job with what they've, like, I'm kind of just speechless. I love the ground deformation, so I'm excited to drive through the field just for that. Oh, you got sunflowers down there. Oh, I'm super curious about growing rice. That's something I think is going to be fun and a learning curve. The machine is pretty limited in terms of size. So like if you have a large rice field, you're going to be at it for a minute. We do need to take care of these animals here. So we're going to have to figure that part out. We might have to rent ourselves a water tanker or something to that effect. All right, so let's take a look at the GPS. Now, because I had played this on PlayStation before, I didn't have GPS. So if we hold down or B, I should say, hold down B, that's going to activate AI worker or bring up this dialogue, which is AI settings. So you have the AI worker. And if you all don't know, or you haven't played this yet, or you haven't watched videos yet, AI workers, they still suck. They're nothing to write home about. And then you have steering assist. This you can customize a bit, right? You can customize the work direction. You can skip lines. You can show lines, turn them off, so on and so forth. And then you can set the number of headlands that you want. So when you do that, it changes accordingly. We're going to go with 2 headlands. And really what that means is you're working around the outside crop. So yeah, we need that. So you have to hit OK. All right, so once you're lined up, we're kind of just, you know, bumping into our shed here. You just hit B or whatever it says in that top left there, and the tractor is going to drive, right? So we're going to unfold, and we're going to lower our header, and off we go. Oh my gosh. It's so... what is it doing? Oh my gosh, I wasn't activated on it. I thought it was activated. All right, we're gonna lift our header. Well, that was a crapshoot right from the gate. All right, we're activated on it now. Lower the header. Now off we go. All right. Oh, okay. Thank you. Jeez, what a disaster. Now we have swathing on. So there's there's two different settings you can have. You can have swathing, which is going to be this, and it's going to leave like a little trail. You can create straw from that. And then you can have just kind of spread, and it just kind of sprays it out the back, and it's not reusable. Because we're broke, we're going to swath because we want to be able to bundle that and sell it. Or pick it up in a forage harvester or something to that effect. So once you're here, we'll lift up our head and we'll back up. And now we're going to work this headland. Nope. Except for don't turn off the harvester, lower the head, and then off we go. I mean, this is just, it looks so beautiful. Like the details of the swath coming out the back. Oh my gosh. We'll go inside the cab on this next go round here. All right, so we're at the edge there, and then we're gonna back up. See, I don't really ever pick up my header typically, because it's just not necessary most of the time. Oh man, this is, just look at it suck up the wheat. Like, it is so incredible. And then you've got it pouring in the back. I can't wait until we can get into some of the bigger harvesters. Ooh, it's gonna be a good time, let me tell you what. School bus, I think they added some variety in terms of cars, because I don't recall there being like school buses, other trucks, or anything of that nature. So let's stop there. Let's get out because it's just easier. And this headland is a little unique because it's got this little corner here. So what we're going to do is back up this way. Lift up our header. We can drive a little faster. And then we're going to say over here. Now it doesn't, it's kind of a little tricky, maybe a pain, depending on how you feel about it, to get it to light up the one that you want to activate. So, I mean, I'm being kind of picky, but it is what it is. And there we go. It does the turn. Oh man. I didn't have GPS on the last one, so it was all about either AI workers or just like my terrible inability to keep the tractor straight or the harvester or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like doing it on my own sometimes because it's just easier that way. Oh, gotta lower the head. And I think I'm gonna turn the stop and go back on because I guess I didn't really understand what it was doing before, and I get it now. It's kind of annoying, but it also injects a level of realism. You can't just immediately start going forward. I have to stop, hit like accelerate twice, and then it'll take off. Now I did try, part of me playing the series before, or at least trying the game before we got into it, was to test out my steering wheel. Nope, couldn't do it. I see lots of people doing it, and maybe I just need to mess with the settings, but I did not like how the steering wheel was operating, and I just couldn't do it. I thought it was cumbersome. It wasn't responsive, so I'll mess with the settings. I did mess with them a little bit, but it just wasn't doing what I was hoping it would do. And it was just very unresponsive. I felt very jerky. Now, the harvesters are slow, so I'm not jerky when I'm driving this one as much, but when I get in a tractor, I'm probably gonna be like, it'll be very obvious I'm driving with a a controller versus a steering wheel. I'm curious to know how you all play this. If you use a controller, if you use a steering wheel, if you use the GPS, put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm interested in how other people play this game. One account I followed, T Martin. If you haven't followed him, he's a great channel to follow. But it's entertaining watching people who haven't played the game before. Not like I'm an expert. If you need expert advice on the game, Farmer Cop's where to go. The guy knows it all. He's always posting tutorials. I think in the past I've learned things from him, like when root crops came out in the last season or the last game. Yeah, that one wasn't super straightforward, so I had to go and figure it out. And here we go again. I didn't activate the line. So yeah, I mean, I'll try my best to be helpful for you all. Hang with me. I do have some tips and tricks that I use them as you see fit, but ultimately I think it's a game that everyone really could enjoy if you just give it a go. All right, I'm gonna see, curious what turning off the lines does. Like, am I supposed to just know? All right, so now I have the lines off. Am I supposed to just go based off of sound? Okay, so I'm really just hoping I'm on the right line. That's interesting. And there's not like anything in the cab that I'm aware of that would indicate if I'm aiming at the line. So, I don't know. I mean, this game is such a joy. And the crazy thing about this game, really, when you think about it, is there's actual farmers that will play this game, and I just think that's pretty freaking awesome. See, this is why having lines on matters. So we need to turn the lines on, because we did 2 headlands already, so that's why it's being funky with me. So we're gonna flip it around, and now we're gonna be up and down. Okay, so that explains it. There, oh, I missed a patch. Well, shucks. We can always hit that on the way back. We will likely have to go dump this. We will have to go dump this eventually. Probably pretty soon. We got about 5,800 liters worth of wheat. There's 72% on our harvester, so there's that. And now the nice thing about this is we can just flip around. I'm still getting used to this whole Getting used to this GPS thing. And what a view. And one thing we could do if we had money was get a truck or something with a flatbed or a container, and we could drive alongside this while we have an AI worker doing it, and then we would be able to pick things up at the same time. You know what's really cool, and this is me nerding out on this, is like now when you drive through these the swath piles, is it just you can see the tire marks in it? Oh man, what a gem. This is a true gem, hands down. One of the best games that you could play. All right, now that we're about 88% on our harvester, instead of maxing out midline, we're gonna shut this off. We're gonna raise our head, and we are going to go to the silo that we own because it came with this property, which is right over here. Oh, I love the sound of the game. It's just, they've done a really great job on all of this. And we're gonna pipe out. And we'll just drop it in. Normally, you would do this into a trailer, something like that, but for now, we're gonna just load it into our silo. And then it'll keep going as long as the tractor's on. Can I stand in it? Oh no, I'm getting dirty. Showering in some wheat. And you can see it loading up here at the bottom, all in our silo. I think you can sell directly from here, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And pipe in, and we'll head back and we'll finish up this field. You know, one of the downsides to the mods not, you know, the modding community for this game not having, you know, the game being out recently, right, is they haven't had a lot of time to build anything yet for it. So there's a harvest or a plow that they had on, I don't remember who made it, so I'd have to look it up. There was a plow that was just like a flat surface. It didn't require the rotating and all that nonsense, because plows are kind of a pain. And it was magical. I think they branded it as John Deere, and it was semi-fast, had a good width on it. It wasn't difficult to navigate. I used that thing all the time, and I plowed every field, every harvest, so I didn't have to deal with weeds. Until the modding community gets there for this one, I don't know that I will be able to do that. So we'll probably have to plow once, at least once when we're planting the grass, and then we'll have to cultivate or roll from there. The nice thing about the grass, though, is that you need a roller, and that's it. It just keeps coming back. So I line up here. Yeah, I'm getting used to this whole stop and go thing, and I think I'm just going to keep it on. I just have to learn to deal with it. We could hire an AI worker to finish this out. We have $204,000. We're going to need a baler. We know that. And that's going to be for the hay. We're going to need a seeder. At least rent a seeder. We're going to need a roller. A mower. The nice thing about the mower is you don't have to buy the fancy mower. You can buy the, what is it? Just an attachment for your tractor. So there's that possibility. So I think we'll finish this field up here, and then we'll look at getting the baler going. As a matter of fact, let's try stopping. Let's try and mess with this AI worker. I'm pretty confident they still suck. Don't skip lines. All right, now I want you to just start where I left off. Where are you going? See, he's already getting stupid. What do you... Really? You too good to start where I was? What a jackhole. Those darn AI workers. All right, so let's go in. Yeah. All right, so let's go into our store here. Let's take a look at the stuff that's on sale because that's a factor. So we got a mulcher. Don't waste your time mulching. I tried that before and it just wasn't worth it. We got a sprayer. I don't think we'll necessarily need that right now. And then we've got a $90,000 baler, and it's a good one too. 46% off. This is one of the better ones. Oh man, I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. Yeah. This is a square baler. Ooh. I do it? What is this square bale twine? Class Autotex. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that they... So after you bale, if you do silage, you have to wrap it. And you have to buy the wrap now. Versus before, you didn't have to. I don't know if that was a stupid purchase, by the way. Probably should have spent that money on a tractor, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think that might have been really dumb. We'll go with maybe this John Deere here. We're going to go US design because we are in the US. Panorama window. I don't really know what this means. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. 3-point. Wait. I don't want anything on the front right now because that's an extra bit of money we just don't have. Wheels set up. I usually do wheel weights, but we're not going to be able to do wheel weights. Well, we could, but I don't want to do wheel weights because we don't have that kind of money right now. Engine setup, I like to usually go with the heavier horsepower, but we'll try it with this. We're going to lease it. As much as I hate leasing these. And then we're also going to need a mower. We're going to need a seeder, but we don't need the mower right now. So we can get away with that. Let's... Oh, he went back and finished it. Look at that. What a guy. All right, so here is our beautiful John Deere. I hope we can pull this thing. It's pretty extensive. Look at the inside of this John Deere. Wow. This is something, let me tell you. Let's back up here. Boom. Squareable twine. It comes with squareable twine. Do you have to buy the twine? Oh boy. Let's go to store. Let's look at the balers real quick because I'm not sure. Baling. Rainy wrap? Bale wrap is used to wrap your bales and needs to be filled in. What is rainy wrap? Is it just a brand? Squareable twine. Squareable twine is consumed by the square baler and needs to be refilled if empty. It's used to keep the bales together. Oh my goodness gracious. That's something that's new. And that's, at least it's not expensive. So we'll have to keep that in the back of our mind. Oy, oy, oy. All right, well. Back to the farm we go. So far, we're able to pull this. I almost feel like it's struggling a little bit, but maybe not. This thing is massive compared to our tractor. So the downside of driving with the controller is, you know, a little more jerky response, but again, preference. It's easier to do like the lifting all the different little combinations of maneuvering your equipment, moving arms, all of that with the controller, in my opinion. So take that for what it's worth. Oh man, even inside driving sounds good. I'm so excited this game is back with a refresh, if you will. You know, I'd played Farming Simulator 22 for a long time, and then it's like, is there ever going to be a new one? And sure enough, here we are with a new one. All right, now one thing the AI cannot do, and I don't think they've changed it, is bale, which isn't a bad thing, but it does kind of suck if you're busy and you have a lot going on. So let's do this. Let's start up our harvester. Let's get it out of here. Now you can use AI workers to actually have them drop things off and stuff. I've never had that much luck with it, so tread carefully. Sometimes I'll use them to drive from like destination to destination, but that's not always on point. Like, they get stuck easily, they get blocked by traffic. It's just really kind of annoying. All right, so now let's drop this in there, boom, and then we can get rid of this harvester. All right, don't really need to mess with anything else. Let's go into vehicles here. My vehicles, and we've got leasing cost for this bad boy, and we're gonna return and return. All right, boom. We own this one, so even though we bit the bullet and we bought it, it's not something that we have to worry about putting back. Does this do? Can you do this with a baler? Maybe. That's interesting. This isn't something we're going to do with a... We're not going to do GPS with this. That would be weird. We're going to unfold our baler. Bale size... I'm not super on board with doing 220 centimeters. I'd rather go smaller. Well, kind of. Okay, let's go 220 centimeters. I guess that's fine. So we're gonna turn it on, and we're gonna lower the pickup. So the pickup right here. All right, there's your pickup. And then once you have that on and lowered, we'll be able to pick things up. So I usually set the cruise control on this, and I also like to have auto drop, which I think this automatically has auto drop. You can change the baler speed. Oh no, that's for the cruise control. Never mind. All right, here we go. So you can already see ever so slightly the bale in there being formed. So I'm assuming we can only make 24 bales until we run out of the squareable twine. That is my hunch. All right, and then we just hit the cruise control again. And we'll work the headlands just like we did before. And we'll just keep that going. All right. And I don't typically lift the header or the, I already forgot what it's called. The roller, the pickup, because it's just not necessary in my opinion. Like, I want to pick everything up, so if I accidentally pick something up that I needed to and I missed in the first place, then fine, so be it. Like a lot of the times, unless it's something that can do damage to another field or a crop nearby, I'm usually going to leave it down. Or if it's slowing me down quite a bit, like picking this up to drive faster right here, is it really worth it? No, I would say it's not. Go, cruise control. Okay, there we go. It was not working with me there for a minute. You know, when I first played Farming Simulator, I was baffled that this technology existed. I was like, wait a minute. How does this work? Like, I don't understand. Is this a real piece of technology? And sure enough, it is real technology. And like a little kid, when I see this stuff in the real world, I get a little ridiculously excited about it. I'm like, oh, cool. That's a baler, or man, that's a windrower. Like a kid when it comes to that. Absolutely crazy. So you can't just start cruise control until you shift your tractor into drive. And that's because I have the stop go braking thing in the settings. I have that turned off. So that kind of complicates things because I typically, as I'm rolling back, I will try and go straight into cruise control. So that doesn't work in this scenario. And this is actually working out pretty well because we've only produced one bale so far. We haven't even fully produced it yet. It's still sitting in the darn machine. And it hasn't even registered that it's used one of the twine yet, which is also interesting. Maybe because it hasn't actually used the twine completely yet. I don't know. It's different. We'll see, I guess, when it actually fully pops out. And I don't know if this is my Nixidia overlay, but the screen, when I hit like R, and like when I'm setting cruise control, it like flashes a green square around the screen. I don't know if it's because of my NVIDIA stuff or what. I'm gonna need to mess with that because it's kind of annoying. Now, let's take a little closer look up of this thing in action. If I could drive straight, trying to get these angles here. That's pretty cool. It's just like a vacuum, just sucks it up. Absolutely wild that this technology is a real thing. I can't get over it. Absolutely baffling to me. Now that we're done with the headlands, we don't really have to stop anymore. So what we'll do is when we get to the end, just take a sort of a wider turn. And then when we make that wide turn, we will be able to just kind of have that continuous momentum. We're only going 10 miles per hour, so we take that wide turn, circle up, and we'll hit the next one. You can even go less of a wide turn if you're into skipping lines, which I'm not really into skipping lines. So then I'll go like this, and then hit it head on like so. And just by doing that wide turn, and there we go. Squareable twine is still at 24, so it's, I guess, not on a per bale basis. At least it doesn't seem to be that way at the moment. So we'll see if any of that changes the more we wrap these up, or if they just kind of doesn't change at all. If it doesn't change at all, then it could be a bug, but I think it's legit. Now the downside to baling these is we can't pick them up by hand. And when I was younger, I had to pick up some bales, so I don't know at what point in life you couldn't pick up bales. Now, I guess when you're making a massive bale like this, you can't pick it up. But I remember picking up some bales. They are not light, I'll say that. And then chucking them onto the back of a little trailer. So there's that. But we're gonna have to figure out how we get these bales from point A to point B, because that's gonna be a bit of a problem. And we only have 100 grand left. I don't remember how much of a loan you can take out. I think it's up to $1 million or maybe 500,000. If it's 500,000, it's gonna be tight running for us because that means we can only take out another 250, and we will be struggling through it. I will say that much. One thing I might do is I might actually start streaming this game. It's not something I've typically done before, but it's something that I've considered doing because these episodes are going to be a bit longer. So that's something that we'll have to... I'm going to think through that and see what makes the most sense, but I might start doing that. And then that way you have the full episode, but then you have kind of the truncated episode. Because Farming Simulator is one of those games where you can't just cut out all the stuff. Part of the nuance of the game is just in this right here, like doing the work and watching the work be done. Like, it's part of the glory of this game. You know what I mean? Now, one thing we can do that I was just thinking about as I'm rambling on here is our cows over there, just chilling. They can eat from the meadows, which I'm very confident that's a new feature, is they can just graze, which is awesome. It's not the most ideal, but they can just graze. And when they graze, they get their food. And then all you're going to need to do is then also give them some water, and then you can start producing milk. That's something else that we can sell. So I think it's important that we get our cows up and going so that they're healthy and they're producing offspring and they're making milk. And I don't know, actually, we're gonna have to look at that. I don't know if we have any cows that can produce milk. That's a good question. So after we're done baling these, we're gonna have to find out if we have any cows that produce milk. You know what's crazy is I have dirt turned on fast, and I mean it's semi-fast, but it's not as extensive as I was expecting. So I'm curious to see when it rains and we're like driving through a field or something, what that's gonna be like. Because all of those things are supposed to be a factor in this game. Pardon any chaos that you just witnessed there. So those are going to be factors moving forward. And then you have crop destruction from weather, which is new. So being a broke farmer that we are right now, if we had some severe weather that impacted our farming, that would be very hurtful for us. We can now unload our baler. So we're going to push those out. It's like a baby. Boom. And we're going to fold this thing up. Now let's look at this. I want to kind of just check out the dirt on this whole thing. Look at this. It's not as dirty as I expected, but it's just so cool. Look at the details here. Like, man. Just what a game. You can look at they got all the warning stickers on here. You can kind of read it. It's just, the level of detail is just impeccable. All right, we're gonna park this up. We do have a shed over here that is ours. I believe it's ours. If not, well, I'm still gonna park it in here. Now the trick is going to be backing this up in here, and oh, that is tiny. I don't know if this is the right place to put this, but that's where I'm going to put it for now, is in here. Just back it straight. Oh, nope. There we go. And then just kind of straighten her out. It's all beautifully parked. Boom. Here we go. We have our baler in the shed. We could put some equipment in there maybe. But what we need to do is start plowing. The part I'm not really looking forward to, we gotta pick up those bales. Like, it might almost be time for us to take out a loan. So we're gonna have to look at what that entails. So let's finances. We can repay, borrow. Let's not borrow just yet. Let's. Now we can also do contracts. So there is that, right? We can do some contracts. We do need to plant our grass. But we need to get those darn bales off. So next step is we need some form or fashion of a bale loader. This can hold 24 bales. See, this is why I was apprehensive about doing the larger bales at 220s, because this automated bale loader does not take that size. This one does. Square bales, 180 to 240. Let's lease this bad boy. Yes. Let's go pick that up. Off we go. And there are our cows. We still got to deal with that. As you can see, the work never stops here, right? Let's make sure no one's coming, and off we go. So what we'll do is we'll go pick up our automated baler. Once we have our baler, we'll be able to get those off the field. And then once those are off the field, was that me that did that? Probably. Once those are off the field, then we'll be able to start plowing and do all of that. The traffic in this remake, man, they are aggressive. They will just speed around you, which I don't think they did that before. Now they would if in certain scenarios, but like they try and like get around you aggressively from what I've seen, and just a little bit of an experience of it, but it's not like they're messing around. All right, so back this bad boy up. And boom. Square bales. Let's go pick up some bales. Now, the end goal, well, I guess there is no end goal here, right? The goal is constantly evolving. But one of the goals as we play this is to own the equipment, right? I don't want to keep leasing things. I want enough land. I want to be able to own it all. And then as we do those things, the equipment's just there. We're going. Thank you. The equipment's just there. We don't have to worry about going and picking it up every time. That's one thing I don't like about the leasing part of that, is that we have to go pick it up, drive it there every time. And leasing is just, in general, with this equipment, is not the path to go. Unless you feel like picking it up all the time. And I think eventually what we're going to do is we're going to buy these two plots here as well. And then we could even merge them into one big field if there's a particular crop we really like growing. So we're going to unfold this. I don't feel like it unfolded. Oh, operating position. There we go. I guess I did that a little too soon, but that's okay. And then what you do, and again, this technology is just so crazy. You just drive up next to it and bloop. Yeah, I've looked it up. It's a real thing. It's truly a real thing. It's not the most ideal approach here. We'll reverse her up a little bit here. Yeah, that wasn't effective either. You would think I'd played this game before, or not. We tricked it. Sweet. So then we got that, and then you do have to wait for it to reposition, and boom. Nope, there we go. Looks like too high is as high as it's gonna go. And then we're gonna pull up next to this one. What this looks like from the inside. And we just keep going. Oh, look at that. What a beaut. Good times. And then our next one is over here. So that is a whopping 2, 4, 5 bales that created. So not a ton. All right, so now that's going to fold up there, and we're just going to park this real quick. We got to figure out where to sell it. That's not something I want to worry about at the moment. We'll just kind of plop this right here. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go get we'll get a water tanker so we can make sure that our cows have what they need. Where's that going to be? I don't know if I fully like the new layout of the store screen. Not super into that. Now, there's 2 types that you can get here. You got these big lizard ones. I don't like this one because it's got like a swivel neck on it. So as you drive it, this neck swivels. So backing up's a pain in the arse. This one is fixed, right? But you need an 18-wheeler to use it. And we don't have a farm that big. We'll deal with this when we have milk to sell. Right now we don't have milk to sell, so we're going to go with a smaller one. And I think this one would be fine. Let's go with the bigger one. Let's just lease it. I don't want to lease anything. I'm going to buy it. I'm buying it. Doing it. We're going to go pick that up. We're going to fill it up. And then I'll show you guys how to deal with water, because water can cost you money or you can get it for free. And if you're paying for the water, well, hopefully you're either cheating and you have lots of money, or you just have lots of money and you don't have to worry about spending money on water. It's something in our state with $82,000 and a lot of equipment we still need to buy or lease. We need to be concerned about water. Oh, okay, so I should stop hitting signs. That's a thing. I'm curious, if I turn on the lights. Oh, the lights do switch. That's so cool. That's so cool. The little light switch switches as you do that. I love it. All right, so back this bad boy up, and then we are off. Off we go. I'm gonna have to mess with my NVIDIA thing because they recently updated it, and it is, the app is different now, and it's just randomly taking screenshots, randomly starting to record when I'm recording through a different platform. So it's like I gotta go in there and mess with all that. There's no stop sign there anymore, so I can cut the corner closer, I guess. Now, I need to figure out where we can get this water from. Because we need to be next to... We need to get it from a creek or something. We don't want to pay for water. So let's head down. One thing I did notice on the map when we were buying this property is that we're close to the water. So I'm thinking if we just follow this road straight down, we should be able to get close enough to the water to fill this up. But we're going to find out real quick, like, if that's possible. So this is very dock heavy. Really not wanting me to use it as a source of water collection. But what if I come over here and just cheat the system a little bit, and we're gonna bank this bad boy up to the water. We just need to get close enough, I think. I know I need to fill the tool, but should get an option to be able to fill it, right? Up. Kind of got to put it in the water. It's in there a little bit, right? You know, well, no big deal. You can really put it in there. Yeah, look at that. There you go. But we're gonna refill it. So the nice thing is, it doesn't cost us a penny. We just back our little rear end up into this water, and we've got, what is it, 6,000 liters worth of free water. Happy day. Let's go give our water to the cows. I like it. This dock is cool. I know you can get on that little barge there to get yourself across the water and not have to deal with like traffic and stuff, so that's cool. But we don't need to worry about that right now. We're a small little farm. We don't have much else going on. I wonder what happens when I just cut through property that's not ours. Okay, so same thing as the last game, nothing. But I wonder if the ground deformation is taking place underneath. That'd be kind of cool. But let's pull right up here. Alright, and then load that in. Dang, how much water do these guys need? This pin holds that much? Wowzers. Their health is still 0%. If we look at our cows, they've got water. They've got some food, but that's 40%. So total capacity of effectiveness isn't that great. They need hay, grass, meadow. We could go buy some hay. We could go buy some hay, but we don't have the proper way to load it or anything like that. We will need that at some point. Oh, we still have water in it, so it looks like that actually capped it off, which is awesome. So we're gonna get rid of this. We're actually gonna take a look at this. Can you see the water on it? No, it's just still glistening. I thought it was like still wet from the drive from when we backed it in there. And let's turn off our tractor. We're gonna get rid of this now because we don't need it at the moment. Vehicles. And then we are going, well, no, we bought it. Yeah, we didn't lease it. Okay, so that's going to stay. Very good. Okay. All right, so a bit of a long episode, right? So fully expect that these episodes are going to be longer. This is going to be a very long series. We're going to play this till the cows come home. But no, you know, let me know in the comments if you guys would like me to stream any of this. I'm considering doing that. The platform would be Twitch, and then we would upload full form onto YouTube. And then we could have some condensed versions and things like that. But ultimately, I appreciate you all joining. This is one of my favorite games. It's going to be a fun journey playing through this. Make sure you all hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again.